hello. Oh boy, you can tell it has been a while since I have done this. Hello everybody, welcome to Quarantine Karaoke, the triumphant return of Quarantine Karaoke. So hold on just 1 minute. I gotta scoot my Go XLR a little bit closer to me. But yes, hello everybody, welcome to the triumphant return of Quarantine Karaoke. I apologize that I had to take the week-long hiatus, but for those of you who have been following along with the stream, it's been the return of school, and the return of school has literally come like a cannon. It's been a lot. Okay, there has been I've written so many papers already. I have performed in 2 concerts already for my school, so if you ever wanted to hear me sing opera, you can go and check that out. And yeah, I literally just got out of class like 15 minutes ago, so the joys of being back in school are in full swing, but also the workload of school is in full swing. Like, I have such a love-hate relationship with school, to be honest. Like, I love school. Like, I love learning new things. I love I really, really love knowing that I don't know everything and really learning as much as I can, and like learning more about music and about composers and their lives and the history of everything and different arias and all of that stuff. So it's just so interesting, but at the same time I also hate and loathe the school because why so many papers? I understand that you need proof that we're learning the stuff that you're teaching us. I understand that, but really, does it need to be papers on top of papers on top of papers? Really? Like, that's the only way you can see like if we've been learning any of this stuff. It's fine. I don't care. It's not like I care. I care immensely. Anyway, so welcome back to the show, and I apologize that there does need to be a time difference from my normal streaming schedule, but because of my school schedule, I've had to change it, and I'm gonna have to change it one more time. So Quarantine Karaoke is actually going to be taking place from 7 to 8 p.m. now, mostly because I totally forgot that the class I just got out of, it is supposed to get out at 6:45. Our teacher let us out early today. Thank God, otherwise I would have missed my own stream. But anyway, so I do apologize for the schedule change, but because of school, it had to be. There was no way that I could breathe and all of that stuff. So I think really only Mondays, like that's kind of like the times that it's gonna be super late, but I do like consistency, so we're gonna make sure that each and every stream is at the same time every single weekday. And again, it's gonna actually change. Instead of every single weekday, it's gonna only be from Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m. is gonna be the new Quarantine Karaoke schedule. As I said before I went on this hiatus, this was subject to change, but it is only going to be Monday through Wednesday, 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time or Pacific Standard Time. I don't know if we've had daylight savings times yet. And so that's going to be the new schedule. And then I will stream on the weekends sometimes. Maybe I will stream simple things like I'm streaming. I could probably stream like some ukulele or guitar stuff, or maybe just some gaming because I'm, really sick and tired of school and I want to just game for a little bit and I'll be on stream. I don't know, but all of that will be on the weekend if I decide to do any of it. So, but yeah. And also I just want to like thank you guys so much, first and foremost. You guys like really made my summer amazing. And I know that you're just going to be that extra little light in my life, to allow me to sing and all of that stuff, especially in this really dark time for performers. So thank you so much for all of your support. And speaking of support, because I am back in school, and because like the streaming takes up a lot of time and I do have a lot of papers, it really, really would mean a lot to me if you guys actually helped me a little bit. I say this as a huge thank you to my subscribers and my followers. Like, you guys are absolutely incredible. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for everything that you've already done for me and all of that. So, but yeah, because my schedule is so much tighter, and streaming does take up a lot of my time because I have to, like, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, of this show. But I just wanted to let you know, that there are ways that you can help support me and support the show. The first and best way to do that is honestly by subscribing to this Twitch channel. I want to thank all of my subscribers as already. You guys are incredible. Thank you so much. Love you all. And of course, the next best way is by following this channel, getting notified as to when I go live. And you know, another good way is by spreading the news, telling your friends that this is happening, because what? All of that crazy stuff. So yeah, this crazy thing that's happening on Twitch, you can tell your friends about it. I tell all my friends about it, and they're very upset with me. But hi, Martogs, and hi, King Welly. Oh, it's good to see you guys. I've missed you all. I really, really have missed streaming. Like, you guys are incredible, and I love you guys so much. Oh, wow. And thank you so much. Show love. Thank you, Martogs, for the bits. I appreciate that very, very much. But yeah, so that is yay, cheers. Wow. Well, this is what we do now in my classes, where like instead of like clapping like this, we do this. Oh, but no, thank you so much, Martogs. Like, honestly, like just like anything is great, and honestly, like, you feel all of the love. So thank you so much, Martogs. So actually, I've been talking for a while. I'm sorry. I've been sitting in class on mute in Zoom, so I'm just like bursting with energy right now because I've also like been studying my favorite topic, which is music. And speaking of music, let's get into some music. So today we're doing musical theater. What's musical theater? So I decided, since it has been a very, very long time since I've streamed, I thought I would do some of my favorite musical theater songs. But if you have favorites, as always, please put them in the chat box, and I will do my best to sing them if I know them immediately, or I will do my best to learn them so that I can also sing them soon as well. So yeah, let's get to some singing. And so let's do some Popular from Wicked. Let's start the show off with a bang, shall we? I don't know what those were. I really don't know what those jazz hands were. Don't mention them. That's weird. Oh my gosh, I have to do this again. There we go. Whenever I see someone less fortunate than I, and let's face it, who isn't less fortunate than I, my tender heart tends to start to bleed. And when someone needs a makeover, I simply have to take over. I know exactly what they need. And even in your case, though it's the toughest case I've yet to face, don't worry, I'm determined to succeed. Follow my lead, and yes, indeed, you will be popular. You're gonna be popular. I'll teach you the proper poise when you talk to boys, little ways to flirt and flounce. I'll show you what shoes to wear, how to fix that hair, everything that really counts to be popular. I'll help you be popular. You'll hang with the right cohorts. You'll be good at sports. Know the slang you've got to know. So let's start. You've got an awfully long way to go. Don't be offended by my frank analysis. Think of it as personality dialysis. Now that I've chosen to become a publicist or an advisor, there's nobody wiser. Not when it comes to popular. I'll help you be popular, and with an assist from me to be who you'll be instead of to really were, well, are. There's nothing that can stop you from becoming popular. We're gonna make you popular. When I see depressing creatures with unprepossessing communicators. Did they have brains or knowledge? Don't make me laugh. They were popular, please. It's all about popular. It's not about aptitude. It's the way you're viewed, so it's very shrewd to be very, very popular like me. Why, Miss Alphaba, look at you. You're beautiful. And you're welcome. And though you protest your disinterest, I know clandestinely you're gonna gain merit in your newfound popularity. La, 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 you'll be popular, just not quite as popular as me. That is such a fun song to start off the stream with. Honestly, it's one of my all-time favorite musical theater songs. I think I have told this story on stream before, but when I used to be homeschooled as a kid. From high school, I was homeschooled. And hello, Isaiah Castro Music. Hello, good evening. It's good to see you. Hello. But when I was a kid, and when I was homeschooled, my mom used to be a substitute teacher for the school that was right down the street from us. And so she would take me, whenever she substitute taught. Ooh, that's a hard sentence. But whenever she would substitute teach, she would bring me along, because I could do my homework while she taught in class. And this one time, she took me to a class where like everyone was like super like very upset, because they're like, we just don't want to be here, we're like fourth graders and we're like super cool. And so my mom was like, okay, I know a way to get all of these kids on board with me. And so she told me to get up in front of the class and sing any song that I wanted. And I think I was like 16 at the time, and I was like, why do I want to sing for like these brats? And she was like, Sarah, just sing, like you'll have so much fun. And so I went up and down the aisles at the school, singing Popular, and like, you know, like flipping people's hair and like pointing out their like notebooks, going like, oh, that's cool. Like it was just really, really fun. And the students loved it. And of course they loved my mom after that. And every single time my mom substitute taught, they always asked where I was. So that is my history with the song Popular from Wicked, which is always a super fun story for me to tell, because it's just like, oh, it's adorable. Because it makes me go like, oh, this is adorable. I love that. Anyway, so let's do another. We'll do some more Wicked at the end. And hello, Gout Out. It's lovely to see you and love the hearts. And yes, it is nice to be seen, isn't it, Isaiah? I will say, I don't know if a lot of you have been on Zoom lately. As I said, I just got off of a Zoom classroom meeting 15 minutes ago. And normally, like, I don't really see myself most of the time during the day. Like, I see myself in the morning, like as I'm getting dressed, because I go like, oh, you know, I want to make sure that I look presentable to this world that I live in. And I don't know, like there's this weird thing that's going on because I'm on Zoom all the time, and because I'm seeing myself back at myself all the time. Like, it's hard for me to pay attention to the teachers, because I'm just like, oh, does my hair really look like that? Oh no. Like, I don't know. It's hard for me to concentrate sometimes when, like, especially at my 8 a.m. class, where like I'm still in like an oversized t-shirt, and I'm just like, oh. So it's just like, oh gosh, like, am I really on camera looking like that? It's not good. Oh my gosh. Chronos into geek. Okay. I was on Zoom some hours ago for exams. Oh, school just started for me, dude. So I'm sorry that you were already taking exams. Oh my gosh. Ooh, I know. I actually will probably have to be on Zoom to take some exams as well, which I am not excited about. But we'll get there in December. December, we'll get there. So let's continue on with the stream. Again, if you guys have any musical theater songs that you would love for me to sing, please put them in the chat box. And if I know them, I will start singing them. And if I don't know them, I will say so. And I will do my best to learn them for next week. What is this accent I'm doing? I don't know. It's probably like French or something. I don't know. It's probably not French. I go into random accents. So let's do some Journey to the Past from Anastasia. So okay, yeah. So we'll do Defying Gravity after this as well. Great. Awesome. You guys are coming up with my set list. I love it. So we'll do Journey to the Past from Anastasia, and then we will do some Defying Gravity from Wicked. That sounds good to me. I hope it sounds good to you guys, because that's what we be doing. And see, that's how requests work. He literally put it in the chat box, and well, bam, I'm doing it because I know it. If I don't know it, that's another issue. Heart, don't fail me now. Courage, don't desert me. Don't turn back now that we're here. People always say life is full of choices. No one ever mentions fear or how the world can seem so vast on this journey to the past. Somewhere down this road, I know someone's waiting. Years of dreams just can't be wrong. Arms will open wide, I'll be safe and wanted. Finally home where I belong. Well, starting now, I'm learning fast on a journey to the past. Home, love, family. There was once a time I must have had them too. Home, love, family. I will never be complete until I find you. One step at a time, one hope then another. Who knows where this road may go? Back to who I was, on to find my future. Things my heart still needs to know. Yes, let this be a sign. Let this road be mine. Let it lead me to my past and bring me home at last. Oh boy. That is definitely a big song. And thank you so much, Chronos Geek, for the follow. Actually, you guys probably don't know this about me because I don't think I've talked about this on stream before. But actually, in elementary school, I used to be a huge nerd for Greek mythology. And I still have this Greek mythology book, and I still absolutely am fascinated with Greek myths and their gods and all of that stuff. So for my 21st birthday, my mom literally saved up so much money. Like she had been saving up this trip for years. And so for my 21st birthday, she actually took me to Athens, which for those of you who are Greek mythology nerds, that is a very important city in a lot of Greek myths. So that was something super special that my mom gave to me that she saved up so much money for. So it was just awesome. It was a great 2 weeks with my mom. So yeah. Oh, it's Greek. Oh, there you go. Oh, okay. To be fair, like I don't have my glasses on. I thought it was geek though, but I could have honestly said Greek, but you know, oh well. But yeah, so that's a big thing for me. So when I read the word Chronos D geek, I immediately was like, oh, great, someone else knows Zeus's mythology and about his weird like father. What's not his father? It's like grandfather. No. Am I stroking out? No. Okay, thank you. I'm like, am I having like a mental breakdown? Have I not reread my Greek myths like in that long? Like, what is happening with my brain? Because I know, yeah, okay, because here's the thing. Thank you so much. I yes, I remember that. So here's the thing, because I'm actually an opera singer as well as a musical theater and pop singer. All of the myths that are done in opera, like Orfeo's Enfer or things like that, they're all done with the Roman names of the Greek gods, which upset me to no end. Like I cannot tell you how much it annoys me. But I can't be mad at it. But so that's kind of why I get mixed up, because I'm like, wait a minute, Kronos. Are we talking Greek or Roman? And if we are, which one is the correct one? It's fine. Don't worry about me. I'm nerding out so hard right now. I will just move on with my life. And Kronos, you suggested to do Defying Gravity, so let's do some Defying Gravity from Wicked. Something has changed within me. Something is not the same. I'm through with playing by the rules of someone else's game. Too late for second guessing. Too late to go back to sleep. It's time to trust my instincts. Close my eyes and leave. It's time to try defying gravity. I think I'll try defying gravity, and you can't pull me down. And I'm through accepting limits, 'cause someone says they're so. Some things I cannot change. Till I try, I'll never know. Too long I've been afraid of losing love. I guess I've lost. Well, if that's love, it comes at much too high a cost. I stood by defying gravity. Kiss me goodbye, defying gravity, and you can't pull me down. So if you can't find me, look to the western sky. As someone told me, Whaley, everyone deserves a chance to fly. And if I'm flying solo, at least I'm flying free. To those that ground me, take a message back from me. Tell them how I'm defying watch them in renown. And nobody in all of Oz, no wizard that there is or was, is ever gonna bring me down. Poggers. Oh no. Oh no. It is a big song, but I personally love this song a lot. Like I'll tell you a quick story after I answer this question. So you asked how many years have I been singing opera? I have been singing opera for about 10 years now. I think 10 or 9 years, I think, is about the time frame as to when I started to sing the opera. But I actually received a lot of operatic training back when I first began to sing, like actually really focused on learning how to sing, which was around 9 or 10, I think, maybe even a little bit younger. And my mom, bless her heart, she literally decided, like, when I told her that I wanted to be a singer, she's like, okay, well then you are going to learn how to sing properly, young lady. I will not have you being one of these musical theater singers that loses their voice at 35. That's not going to happen to you. And so I was like, okay, because I'm 9. And so she took me to a retired opera singer who taught musical theater style. But I learned classical technique before I learned any musical theater song. So every musical theater song that I sang was laid on a foundation of classical technique. So technically I've been singing operatically for much longer because my vocal technique is founded on classical technique, but I have been officially studying opera for about 10 or 9 years now. So yeah, that's kind of a long-winded answer to your question. There it is. And oh, Isaiah, you still have the recording of when I did that at your studio? Oh gosh, that was so long ago. Like I hope I'm better by then since then. So I hope I'm better. But I cannot guarantee anything. Also, thank you so much for that. I remember the day that I called you up and I was like, "Hey, we're coming down from LA. Would you mind doing a quick mixtape for me?" And I'm just like, I felt so bad. But that's why you're awesome, Isaiah. Musical theater singing has mix inside as difference. Okay. So musical theater singing and classical are very similar, especially if you want a healthy musical theater singing voice. Obviously, musical theater is a little bit more forward, and it does have sort of the mixed chest register. There actually are operatic arias that do have a chest voice for sopranos. So, for instance, right now, one of the arias that I'm learning, like it goes down to a low C, but it goes all the way up to a high E. So you do have those like really brief moments where you do have to access your chest voice. But yeah, there is sort of that mix in musical theater where it's sort of a range in your voice that you have to train to be able to access it healthily, and to make sure that it's not legit head voice, but it's also not like chest voice sort of thing. So there you go. So that's sort of my really quick explanation of the difference between musical theater and operatic style. Obviously, operatic style is there's like you can never practice it enough, and musical theater, really and truly, if you know classical vocal technique, then you can probably do musical theater. You might get really, really tired because musical theater requires a lot more stamina than people would realize, because unlike opera where you're kind of standing there and singing, musical theater, you got to do a lot of stuff. So there's definitely a wide range between classical and musical theater style, and that's why I love both of them, and I can't really choose between the two because I love them both. And I do high E's. Yes, I am what they call a lyric coloratura. So high E's are my jam. I can do them pretty well. Can I sing the light in the piazza? Okay. I don't actually know the light in the piazza, which I know is like super bad, but I will put that on the list for me to learn this week, so that I can sing it for you next week, Isaiah. So I will definitely do light in the piazza next week because I really need to having it. That's it. I'm leaving. You can do a suggestion about YouTube, and by the way, thank you so much, shout out for the awesome claps and the woohoos. I hear them. And absolutely, please put a suggestion about YouTube. Let me know if the music is too loud or something about that. So let me know. Yes, I believe that's everything. Oh boy, we better get to move on. So I do want to do since we're kind of doing all of the big hits. Hold on, I have to read this really quickly. Would you consider creating YouTube videos about reacting to other artists and taking a bit closer to okay. As an opera singer reacts to, they get many views and you can grow the channel super fast. Okay. So I have thought about doing that. I have definitely thought about doing sort of an opera singer reacts to sort of idea. I definitely have. To be 100% honest with you, I haven't really taken the plunge into doing that because I know that requires a lot of editing. Or I guess I could just do it split screen, but then I don't really know how to do that either. So but to answer your question, I actually have had that idea, and I probably should get on it. So probably should get on that idea. But yeah, if you have any suggestions, please like message me and let me know because I would love to do that. And I think that would be a good idea to do that in order to help raise the YouTube channel, if you will. Because yeah, I think a lot of people really quick tangent, really quickly. There was a YouTube video that I saw just recently on Rumi's channel. If you don't know who Rumi is, he's a great pop singer. And he has a channel talking about pop music, and he just recently put out a video about like why like to stop singing high notes. Singing like high notes does not equal good singing. And he mostly like talked about it from a pop singer perspective. And I'm like, absolutely. If you don't have good technique, then yeah, don't sing the high notes. High notes sound terrible. I 100% agree. But as an opera singer, I do need to point out that like you need to be specially trained and to be able to have those high notes, which, you know, isn't a natural thing for the human voice to be doing, is just be screaming out high E's. But if that's your job to make sure that those high E's are warm, you know, full of vibrato, are not just sat upon and they are grown with and grown into, like, then absolutely give me all your high E's as long as that's what you're doing. But I don't recommend pop singers to do that because they're not using classical technique, so their high E's are going to sound awful. Like, I hate Mariah Carey's voice. Like, I really do. It's just, I don't like it. But yeah, so that is my really quick sort of thing on that. But let's actually do some more singing because that's been a lot of talking, and I apologize, but it's nice to know that you guys would like to hear my opinion on some things. Yeah, he does he does absolutely do that with his channel. Absolutely 100%. But yeah, I think it would be a good idea for me to be like a react to channel, like a classically trained opera singer reacts to certain types of stuff, because I would love to talk about Mariah Carey's voice and why I don't think it's impressive that she can do whistle tones. Because like, well, I do think it's impressive that she can do whistle tones, but I don't think the quality of them is great, if that makes sense. So so there you go. I don't like her timbre. I don't. Or timbre. I'm not saying that Mariah Carey doesn't have a good voice, because like objective, that's a very subjective question. I personally don't really enjoy listening to Mariah Carey's voice, but that's just my subjective opinion. because I don't like her timbre. I just don't like it the way it sounds. And that's just a personal taste thing. But I know that she is a great singer. Like I have a boatload of evidence to tell me that she's a great singer. But personally, for me, her whistle tones just aren't that, like, I find them very squeaky. I don't find them full or rich or something that I want to listen to. um, but anyway, actually, I prefer Whitney as well. And if you come back on Tuesday, Top Hits Tuesday, I will be singing a Whitney Houston song. So yeah, because I love Whitney. I love Whitney's timbre. I love Whitney's technique. I love her emotion. I just love Whitney. Love you, Whitney. We miss you down here. Wish you were still here to make real music. Anyway, so let's do some more singing. Because I know that it's I've been talking a lot. But in which note do you think you can change from head voice to whistle? For me personally, I don't really I think it more happens around like an E, F sharp. That's when I start going into whistle, and I don't really like whistle tones. Like I don't understand the appeal of them, to be 100% honest. I think that they just sound like a whistle, and it's like I got it. I don't need a whistle to happen like all the time. Like I'm good. Like you can stop whistling at me. It's fine. I would much rather hear you sing a note, a high note, and be able to grow it into a phrase and have beautiful vibrato on it, and tell a story on that note, instead of just being up there like a dog whistle. Like that's, for me, I don't understand whistle notes. So I'm actually working on making my whistle notes and trying to stretch them into my singable range. So right now an E is pretty comfortable for me, and I'm trying to stretch a little bit to get a nice F and an F sharp in my singable range instead of them just being whistle tones. So because you can do that. The voice is flexible. The voice is like a rubber band. As long as you stretch it and you exercise it, you can stretch your voice to do many great things. You can expand your range. You can shorten your range if you don't sing all the time. You can do different techniques as long as you practice them and you keep stretching them. So that's what I'm trying to do to make sure that I get my whistle notes into a more comfortable singing technique, and I think a much more appetizing and appealing singing technique than whistle tones. Yeah, you can absolutely extend your head voice more. It just takes practice, and it's really it's a super slow process, because your vocal cords are, if we think about it as going to the gym, so we got like big muscles like this. But your vocal cords are also muscles, and they look like this. And so if you take these to the gym, and they like live right in here, they're really tiny and really delicate. So you don't want to take those to the gym and bench a lot of iron on them all the time, because then you will hurt them and they fatigue and all of that stuff. So that's why you'll see like a bunch of singers, like they won't sing. They won't be even talking during the day if they have a big performance at night, because they don't want to be exercising their vocal cords. So yeah, you can absolutely exercise them to go lower and higher. And absolutely, it's absolutely no big deal about any music theory questions. I love talking about music. I love talking about the voice. So any questions you have, absolutely ask me. I will give the disclaimer, though, that I am just one person. And all of these answers that I give you are from my personal view and my own experiences. So I do encourage you to ask these questions to other classically trained musicians as well to get a more well-rounded answer. But from me personally, these are my answers. And you do never have to ever apologize about asking too many questions. I love questions. I'm one of those weird teachers that is just like, oh yes, ask me all the questions, because I will give you all of the answers, because so absolutely. If you have any questions about music theory or voice, feel free to ask. I am, we never know anything in life unless we ask. And yes, so SCTOS. I do vocal lessons. I do indeed. You can actually sign up for vocal lessons on my website. I believe I have fixed that link. If not, you can sign up for them by shooting me an email from my website and saying, "Hey, I want to take vocal lessons with you." But I do coachings as well. So if you actually are a trained singer and you actually instead, you don't need voice lessons, you have a voice teacher and you love your voice teacher, great. I don't have to be your voice teacher. But if you want a second opinion on like an audition that you're doing, or if you want to be able to act out a piece a little bit better or understand a character a little bit better, I can 100% do that for you too. So I do voice lessons and vocal coachings as well. So yeah, and you can learn all about that on on my website. And yeah, the more professional you are on YouTube, the better. That is true. That is true. The more professional you are on YouTube, the better. And I do have to say 100% of my knowledge that I have is just regurgitated from all of my wonderful teachers. So I do have to give 100% credit to my teachers, because without them, I wouldn't have learned any of this. Experience only gets you so far. I mean, I think experience gets you a very, very far way. But with acting and voice and all of that, like, I have to give 100% shout out to my own personal teachers and how much I love them and I adore them. So I do have to give a brief disclaimer and a big thank you to my teachers. So yeah, so definitely this YouTube idea is coming along. We need to definitely do that. So really quickly, if you have any more questions, please put them in the chat. But I think it might be a good time for me to actually sing another song really quickly. So I do not mean to discourage questions at all, like 100%. If you have questions, please put them in the chat. I love them. So we're okay. So yes, you can absolutely DM me advice. Absolutely. Yeah, that would be super helpful. Thank you so much. I would love it. Please DM me all the advice. I would love it. Thank you so much. Please DM me for advice. But yeah, absolutely 100%. Please go ahead and DM my channel, or if you want to email me through my website, that's 100% good too. I really would appreciate it. Thank you so much. So actually, let's do another big type of sing, and let's do some "I Dreamed a Dream" from Les Mis. There was a time when men were kind, when their voices were soft, and their words inviting. There was a time when love was blind, and the world was a song, and the song was inviting. There was a time when it all went wrong. I dreamed a dream in time gone by, when hope was high and life worth living. I dreamed that love would never die. I dreamed that God would be forgiving. Then I was young and unafraid, when dreams were made and used and wasted. There was no ransom to be paid, no song unsung, no wine untasted. tasted. But the tigers come at night with their voices soft as thunder, as they tear your hope apart, as they turn your dreams to shame. He slept a summer by my side. He filled my days with endless wonder. He took my childhood in his stride, but he was gone when autumn came. And still I dream he'll come to me, that we would live the years together. But there are dreams that cannot be, and there are storms we cannot weather. I had a dream my life would be so different from this hell I'm living, so different now than what it seemed. Now life has killed the dream I dreamed. So that was some I Dreamed a Dream frame from Les Mis. From Les Mis. And hold on just 1 minute. I'm going to grab my water. Because water is very, very important for any singer, as one might guess. There you go. There was actually one stream that I did that I completely forgot to take any water at all, and I was just dying by the end, and I was like, why am I so tired? And I'm like, oh, because I haven't had any water at all. Oh my gosh, it's 5:18 for you? Well, I mean, you are okay. So one of my other followers, her name's Almarie. She actually watches from France as well. So yeah, I don't know. I believe you guys aren't on the same timeline. You might be like an hour or two later than her. But right now it's only 7:19 p.m. because I am in Los Angeles. So definitely it's very hot here. Gosh, is it hot? Like, oh my gosh. Like everyone wants to oh, okay. So it is. So, haha, it was a 2-hour time reference. I remembered these things. But yeah, I am in Los Angeles. It is very hot here in California. So right now it is only 7:19 or 7:20 p.m., which I believe is 1900 or 1920 is military time, is what we call it, military time. But I actually think it's so much more effective to actually do it 24-hour time instead of 12-hour time. And the reason I think this is because I actually just recently had this blunder. I have a church job still, so I do sing at a church, and I accidentally set my alarm for 7 p.m. instead of 7 a.m., which I would have caught immediately because 7 p.m. doesn't exist in 24-hour time. That's just 1900, I think. So there you go. Okay, so this is that's a great question, Kronos. So I can sing in about 7 languages. So Latin, Italian, French, German, Spanish, Hebrew, some Russian. Russian takes me a little bit. So around about 7 languages I can sing in. For me to speak, I understand Italian. So like if you spoke Italian to me, I would be able to understand, but I can't speak it back. And it's sort of the same thing with French. I sort of understand a little bit of French, not so much. But I know enough of the languages. Like I did have to take language classes when I went to college. And so I am very familiar with all of these languages. Like if you put that language in front of me, it might take me a little bit, but I probably could translate it. But the important thing is for an opera singer, obviously being able to speak the language is an amazing skill. And yes, I should strive to be able to speak these languages. But it is really important that we're at least familiar with these languages so that we know how they're constructed, and we can actually analyze the music in a way that we understand what the composer is trying to emphasize with emphasizing the certain word on a phrase and things like that. So those are the languages that I'm familiar with, and I can sing in because I am familiar with them. But in terms of speaking, I can't really speak any other language besides English, but I do understand Italian, French, and sometimes Spanish. So I do have to have like a little asterisk next to that answer being like, I kind of sing a little bit. So let's continue some singing, and this is actually one of the newer musical theater songs that has been catching on a lot. And so let's do some Waving Through a Window from Dear Evan Hansen, the new musical, which I don't really know if it's like a new musical, but I don't remember when it came out, but we'll try it anyway. Gosh, that is loud, isn't that? Or maybe it's just loud for me because I have a Go XLR. Haha, let me see. Okay, it's not terrible. It's not terrible. Look at me go. I can do things. Okay. Ready, set, here we go. I've learned to slam on the brake before I even turn the key, before I make the mistake, before I lead with the worst of me. Give them no reason to stare, no slipping up if you slip away. So I got nothing to share, no, I got nothing to say. Step out of the sun if you keep getting burned. Step out of the sun because you've learned, On the outside, always looking in, will I ever be more than I've always been? 'Cause I'm tapping on the glass. I'm waving through a window. I try to speak, but nobody can hear, so I wait around for an answer to appear while I'm watching people pass. I'm waving through a window. Can anybody see? Is anybody waving back at me? We start with stars in our eyes. We start believing that we belong, but every sun doesn't rise, and no one tells you where you went wrong. Step out of the sun if you keep getting burned. Step out of the sun because you've learned, On the outside, always looking in, will I ever be more than I've always been? 'Cause I'm tapping on the glass. I'm waving through a window. I try to speak, but nobody can hear, so I wait around for an answer to appear while I'm watching people pass. I'm waving through a window. Can anybody see? Is anybody waving? When you're falling in the forest, there's nobody around. Do you ever really crash or even make a sound? You're falling in a forest, there's nobody around. Do you ever really crash or even make a sound when you're falling in a forest? There's nobody around. Do you ever really crash or even make a sound when you're falling in a forest? There's nobody around. Do you ever really crash or even make a sound? Did I even make a sound? Did I even make a sound? It's like I never made a sound. Will I ever make a sound? On the outside, always looking in. Will I ever be more than I've always been? 'Cause I'm tap, tap, tapping on the glass, waving through window. I try to speak, but nobody can hear, so I wait around for an answer to appear while I'm watching people pass, waving through window. Can anybody see? Is anybody waving back at me? Is anybody waving, waving, waving? Oh. So yeah, that's "Waving Through a Window" from the newish musical Dear Evan Hansen. So yeah, it's this one is actually transposed for what's it? It's supposed for female voice. So I mean, obviously it is still a little bit low for me, but there you go, you got that. But we are actually coming up to 7:30, which is about the time, because I do only stream for an hour. But I thought it'd be a nice idea to end the stream with a really, really famous musical theater song that I actually didn't even know was a musical theater song until like years later, because I just thought this was a famous pop song from Barbra Streisand, but it turns out it's actually from a musical, and the musical it's from is Cats. And if you have no idea what the Cats musical is, you clearly have been blessed to not see the atrocious movie that came out. I actually have seen the Cats movie. I actually watched it with a friend of mine and his sister, and I will say I was laughing most of the time. I was confused. I was laughing. I was just having a ball. Like, I do not recommend this movie to anybody. Do not watch it. And I will say, like, don't watch the movie. I really cannot recommend it, but I was just having a grand old time, because I was just like, what is happening? What's going on? Why is any of this stuff happening? Why is she eating cockroaches that look like children? Why are they cats? Like, just so I was just laughing about how absolutely absurd it was. It was just one of those things where like something is just so weird, so bizarre that like there is no good reaction other than laughter, and that's exactly what I was doing. I was having a ball with it. I do not recommend it unless you really love to watch bad movies like I do. I love watching bad movies, but it is kind of like, it's the room for musicals. That is exactly what it is like. That is a perfect example of Kronos. That Cats movie is like the room of musicals, of musical movies, is essentially what it is. So oh, hi Mark. Like, it is definitely, you have not lived until you have seen Jason Derulo in CGI cat makeup scream for milk. Milk! Like, what is happening? Why is Jason Derulo shouting milk? Why did he come up to the camera and be like, milk? Like, why did this happen? I don't know why any of this happened. I don't recommend watching it unless you like bad movies. That's why I was laughing so much. But that's a really, really long segue into the ending song for today's stream. And so this is Memory from Cats. And I know you guys all know this song. So this is going to be Memory from Cats. 3, 2, 1. Midnight, not a sound from the pavement has A fatalistic warning. Someone mutters and a street lamp gutters, and soon it will be morning. Daylight, I must wait for the sunrise. I must think of a new life, and I mustn't give in. When the dawn comes, tonight will be a memory too, and a new day will begin. Burned out ends of smoky days, the stale cold smell of morning. A street lamp dies, another night is over, and soon it will be morning. Touch me, it's so easy to leave me alone with the memory of my days in the sun. If you touch me, you'll understand what happiness is. Look, a new day has begun. So that was some memory from Cats. And I think that is a great way to close out the stream. I hope you guys agree. But yeah, so just thank you guys so much for joining me for the stream today. It's the triumphant return of quarantine karaoke, and I hope you guys had a lot of fun. I know I did, and there's so many crying emojis in the chat. Oh, well, thank you guys so much. Oh my gosh. I absolutely will have time to chat here on Twitch. You know what? Just for the sake of it, we can absolutely chat a little bit more. I do have homework to do, and I'm also getting pretty hungry, so I would like to get food. But yeah, I can absolutely stay a little bit longer here on Twitch to chat. I absolutely 100% love chatting, hence why I stream on Just Chatting. But there are so many crying emojis in this chat. I am so sorry, you guys. I did not mean to break your hearts. But super quickly, so I will stay a little bit just to answer any more questions that you guys may have, or if you guys just want to say hi, like 100%. But I do just want to reiterate to you guys, I am in school, so that means that the new streaming schedule is going to be Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., which I know sucks for a lot of you guys over there in Europe and in Greece. I know it sucks, and I'm super sorry. This is not my first choice of scheduling, but I do have to do it because of my school schedule. So 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, or if you're looking for California or Los Angeles time, that is what that is what I am talking about. So I know it sucks for you guys over there in Europe and in Greece, and I'm super sorry, but I have to do it because of my school schedule. And the new streaming schedule is musical theater Mondays, Top Hits Tuesdays, which means tomorrow I'll be singing a bunch of pop songs. So if you have any pop songs that you would like me to sing, please put them down in the chat. As I said, I'll be singing some Whitney Houston tomorrow, maybe some Celine Dion, all of the good hits. And then Wednesday is Walt Disney Wednesday, so I will be singing a whole bunch of Walt Disney songs. So there you go. So that's sort of the streaming schedule, and then I will be streaming randomly on the weekends whenever I have time other than from my studies. And I do hope that after this semester, once I'm done with finals, I can go back to streaming every day. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, like I used to during the summer. So hopefully I can do that over winter break. But we will see how this streaming thing goes. And absolutely, yes, Kronos. Yes, I do have time to chat over DMs. So absolutely. So I just wanted to give you guys an update on that streaming schedule. Again, that's Monday through Wednesday, 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And randomly on the weekends when I feel like I have the time to stream, because I would love to stream Twitch Sings or just stream reactions to videos and all of that good stuff. So I would love to do that, but I did want to make sure that there was a steady streaming schedule for you guys so that you guys knew when I was going to be on, because I know that that is super important, especially for the Twitch streaming algorithm. So, but yeah. So yes, and so what am I studying? SCTOS got that 100% correct. I am actually going for my master's degree in vocal performance. So technically, I am doing exactly what I'm paying a school thousands of dollars to teach me how to do. But they're teaching me to do it at a higher level, and I get to have a more in-depth look at music, the music that I'm studying and the music that I'm not studying. So like, for instance, just today I had a class that is all about the music of Ligeti, and he did write some choral music, but we looked at a string quartet today, which is something that I don't get to do normally. So a little bit further in-depth knowledge, as it were. So that's so those are my degree that I'm studying. And I've told you guys the streaming schedule. If you guys follow my social media, I will be putting up the new streaming schedule as well up there, so that you guys will know. And I will be fixing my my streaming calendar in the description below as well. Really quickly, just want to remind you guys on the best ways that you can help support me and support the channel. The honest to God best way to help support me is by subscribing, because, you know, Twitch and stuff and all of that good stuff. So subscribing helps you get a lot of cool extra things, like you get to have access to these cool emojis, you get to watch the stream ad free, all of that good stuff. And 100% by following. So thank you so much, Kronos, for the new follow. And thank you so much. And by the way, Martogs did a great thing to help support the channel as well. He cheered and got bits for me today. So thank you so much, Martogs, again for that. That is super helpful, and thank you. And I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for that. Super heartfelt from me to you. So subscribing, following, cheering, all of those things really help me a lot in terms of keeping the show going. And the next best way is by telling your friends, letting your friends know that this is happening, and if they have a Twitch channel, to come watch on Twitch, all that good stuff. Word of mouth is great. And of course, the third best way is to donate. But I think that is a lot of talking for today. So let me actually just end the stream right now. And my YouTube channel, you can find it in the description below on Twitch. But for those of you actually watching on Facebook, Then my YouTube channel is literally just youtube.com/Sarah Lonsert. Super easy, super simple. I tried to make it that way for you guys, so it's a lot easier. But anyway, so that has been the stream today. I will be back tomorrow at 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for Top Hits Tuesday. And yes, you are correct, SCTOS. That is my YouTube channel. She has put the link in the I don't know. But they have put the link, the URL into the Twitch chat box description. So that is the link to my YouTube channel. Thank you very much, SCTOS. And I will be back on tomorrow, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for Top Hits Tuesdays. So I will see you guys all tomorrow. All right. Bye, you guys. Thank you so much for a wonderful return to Quarantine Karaoke. And yeah, thank you guys so much. I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.